Good, bro?
Yeah, man. How you doing?
Good, man. So, my name is Timothy Huffman. I am the Assistant Director of ECDC, better known as Exposure Community Development Corporation. And today is episode 2.
Cool.
Um, Last episode we had Jose Carr, Bo Berry,
Wow.
Bernard. Yeah, just go check it out.
I know all of them.
I know. So today we have special guest, Mr. Cameron Sankey, my good friend and brother in the music. And today we want to talk about mentorship. So before we get into that, tell a little bit about what you do, the whole nine.
Um, I am a husband. I am a father of 5. I am a musician. I am a producer. I'm a writer. I'm an arranger, composer. Um, I'm a business owner. Um, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I'm a child of God.
Yeah, definitely. For sure. And tell them a little bit of, I forgot to mention, you have a new album out called,
Yes, perspective.
yeah.
Perspective, I released it here May 20th of this year, 2022. It's on all of your digital outlets, Amazon, iTunes,
Mhm.
CD Baby, who else? Pandora. I mean, you can
Amazon.
find it, Amazon, you can find it everywhere.
Yeah.
So please go out and check it out. Buy it, then stream it.
Cool, man. My favorite song off of that album is Happy Days. Yeah. I had to mention that out there, bro. So yeah, let's get into it, man.
Yeah.
So what is some of the highlights of your music career? And I know that's a vague question. So
Yeah. That's, I think of each opportunity as a highlight, to be honest.
mhm,
Sometimes I feel like, we take things for granted.
mhm.
This gift that God has given us definitely is something that we couldn't have done ourselves. So every moment I take it as, a step higher to that next level or whatever. But if I had to pick one, it would probably be, I don't know, that's a tough one. Between releasing my project and,
Cause you play for so many people, man. It's ridiculous that you done stuff with. I think first time I met you was I was like 15 or something like that. Jazz in the Park.
oh, wow.
You was playing with Technique. I had opened up for you. Yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
yes.
that was a long time,
Was
man.
it Avondale?
Yep, that was at Avondale. You and David Smith on drums. Forgot who was on guitar. The leader.
Yes, Anthony House.
Hmm.
Anthony House. Yes.
Yeah,
Wow, technique. Yes, that's been a minute. That's
yes,
been a minute.
yeah, man. That was literally the first time I met you, bro. So yeah,
Man, I mean, let's give it up for Timothy. He's an awesome musician himself, man. So,
hey, man.
kudos to you, man.
Appreciate it. So, let's get into the mentorship. So, the question I want to ask is, what is the importance of the mentorship, and who has been a inspiration to you as far as mentors you've had in your life, in general? You bring the mic up too.
Okay. Yeah, I'll bring it closer.
They need to hear you, Doc.
Mentorship is very, 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 very vital. Um, with anything that you do,
Hmm.
it's just like, let's say me and you are on a road together and we're traveling, and I've been to the destination before you have.
Yeah.
Um, it would make sense. I just said this to my goddaughter. I said, a wise person learns from other people's experiences.
Hmm.
Um, you don't know, this is your first time traveling down this road, and you don't know the pitfalls or the curves or the hazards ahead. And since I've been down this road already, I can help guide you so that you can miss some of those pitfalls and some of those hazards on the way to your destination.
Yeah. Yeah.
So mentorship is like that. It's like having your own personal GPS.
Hmm.
Somebody who can say, hey, in order for you to get from point A to point B,
Hmm.
this is you got 3 or 4 options. This is the fastest way. This is the safest way. You know, and as being a mentee, you definitely need that, especially in this area or this industry that we call music.
Yeah.
So it's vitally important. Part B to that one would be I've had so many influences.
Yeah.
We'll start with Jose Carr.
Great
Because he was on your last one. He was my band director at Bush Middle School. Daniel Jose Carr, man, awesome musician, man, and even greater leader. He produced so many leaders. Him along with James.
Chrome?
No, it wasn't James Crum. It was the assistant band director. Trying to remember his name. It'll come to me because he's gonna be mad if he see this. He's like, "You forgot my last name?" Like, yeah. But them two together, they really helped to mold us as the musicians that we are today. They set a certain level of excellency that we still try to achieve in each opportunity that we have. But it goes far beyond that. We was looking at the wall earlier. Yeah. Tommy Stewart, Brenda Banks Smith. It goes so far. I mean, you can go far enough to say Cedric Thompson and Melvin Crispell and just so many different influences and mentors that I had that were able to pull my coattail. So.
That's a good response, bro. Could mentors be somebody that you don't know, like, just say, for instance, Chick Corea or Herbie Hancock? Could that happen outside of you meeting a person, or what is the difference?
I think they are more of an influencer.
Okay.
With a mentorship, you need somebody who can put their hands on you. Somebody who's able, and really with mentors, they're really in a place to help guide you. So most times you don't really get the cheers and the congratulations and the pat on the back from your mentors. What you get from your mentors most of the time is, hey, don't do it like that. I would approach it a different way. You did this right here, you did that, it was okay, but you could have did it better. They're here to help prime you and get you into that place where you can actually be the best of yourself.
That's cool, because some people don't know the difference between having an outside mentor and some, just want to clarify that. So, that's cool. So, any other influences that you can think of?
Oh, wow.
That have just influenced you in general?
Oh, wow. I guess we'll say off the top of my head, I'll give you 5.
Okay.
We'll say gospel influence was my Uncle Thee.
Okay.
I wanted to be like him growing up. He started off on drums. I wanted to play drums like him. Yeah. Then he moved over the keyboard, and I moved over behind him. So,
Crazy. So you started off on drums?
Yeah. I started off on drums. Drummers rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I've played quite a few instruments since then. But
okay, so is keys the only instrument you play?
Currently, yes.
Okay.
That I know how to. No, it's not the only one, but I dibble and dabble with the bass. I've played trumpet. I've played violin.
See, I'm still learning stuff about you, bro. That's cool. That's cool. So speaking of mentorship, what advice would you give to a young musician that is trying to get in the game and just searching for somebody to give them guidance?
I think
when they don't have a way to go, you know what I'm saying? So
I think it starts off with, like you said, the understanding of mentors and mentees. There's a certain relationship. It comes with, first, I guess, from the mentee standpoint of view, is that you understand that, hey, I don't know everything, which is why I'm here in this place seeking for a mentorship, if you will. Be willing to take constructive criticism.
Accountability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it's, that once you understand that and you take you take the humble road and you submit yourself for, hey, clean me up, help me fix what I cannot see,
Yeah.
help me fix what I do see,
Hmm.
and help me to be the best that I can be. That comes with you getting sometimes a not so favorable answer.
Yeah.
I give a one quick story. Minister Val Harris.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love her dearly. I never forget. I was playing at a service, and at the end of the service, the spirit was still flowing, and I just cut the keyboard off and got up, and she was making a beeline coming down the hallway. Coming down the walkway to me. She was like, "Don't ever do that." Now I could have been haughty in my heart and. Hey, I finished my job. I finished the gig, but it wasn't about that. She was teaching me something that I did not understand at the time.
Yeah.
So that's why I said you have to, as the mentee, be in a place of being humble and being receptive, that somebody can correct you. Because if your mentor can't correct you, then your mentor is not going to put their hands on you.
That's some good stuff, bro.
And so,
Man. Okay. So, yeah. So I'm able. So in terms of I guess, can we dig deeper into that?
mm-hmm.
So, because I know there's a lot of young musicians like like myself and even younger that is killing. So, what would you seek out for inspirations to look a person up that you look up to, or what advice? I guess going deeper detail into that.
Or how to basically, you're saying, to get connected to them?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I can't speak for every musician. I will put that out there. I can't speak for everyone. But most times it's about just being real.
Yeah.
Just, hey, most people are leery to being mentors because a lot of people who don't understand what it means to have a mentor,
Yeah.
they say, oh, I want you to be my mentor. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Because when I get to correcting stuff, then sometimes you feel that, hey, oh, he being hard on me or he hating on me, and that's not the case.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is that any mentor understands the concept that, hey, the person that's coming behind you will always be greater than you.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible says that, even though, and there's a flip side to that, I'll get to that in a second, but even the Bible says your latter shall be greater.
Yeah.
And looking at the way this goes is that there are things, I use my family for example. There are things that my daddy and them accomplished that his daddy didn't get to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that I've been able to accomplish that they didn't get to accomplish.
True.
And I'm sure there are going to be things that my children are able to accomplish
Yeah.
that I didn't get to accomplish. On the flip side, you will never be greater than your teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is that we're talking about the level of experience.
Yeah.
Just like having a child. My children will grow up and they'll become adults and then they'll have children of their own, but they'll never be able to catch up with the experience that I have gained,
Mm-hmm.
In life. So there's always something that I will always have to impart into the next generation.
Yeah.
So it's understanding those two dynamics, but be real, be honest with yourself, and reach out to them. Introduce yourself. You don't have to do the whole thing about, hey, we got to become friends, and it doesn't always really work like that.
Yeah.
Life experiences dictate how friendly you become with people. Some things I'll never be friends with on that level with my father or his friends because there's that age gap.
Yeah.
And vice versa on the other end. So just kind of, hey, I want to, reach out to them, express your interest,
Mm-hmm.
and then pop the question. Ask them.
So don't be afraid to ask.
Don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah.
Because it's not as hard as you see. In actuality, it shows that the seriousness on your level of musicianship, that you want to be greater, that you're willing to go out and to make things move in order to be successful in that area for you.
Makes sense. Makes sense. That's a good answer, man. So, I'm speechless on that because you pretty much answered it. Because I know, even during jam sessions, with Jose, he has gotten up on me and Cleve Eden. I've gotten cussed out a whole bunch of times, talking about don't chop on this. You need to play exactly what that is. So that makes sense. So, anything else you want to add to that?
I think, the reality of the matter when it comes to the mentor and the mentee, especially in today's time, it is becoming a lost art.
Yeah.
Because I use this as an example. There will never be any new chords that will be made or whatever. History has already done the work for us.
Yeah.
But how I approach something, that's my DNA.
Yeah.
So just like my DNA is different from yours, the way you approach something will never be mine.
Right.
But we can emulate and we can take from other pieces and other people that you develop this sound of yours. And that's the reality of it. With being a mentee, is that you're going to find out that there are pieces of you that are supposed to be connected to other musicians and other styles and other genres. And it creates this holistic viewpoint or vantage point for you as a musician. And then somebody's going to come along and want to connect themselves to you. And that's how we build this ladder of success.
Nice. So I think I got two more questions. So what would be your advice for connecting with, because it's a lot, like I said again, it's a lot of musicians that want to play with artists, but they don't know where to even start to do that. And I know you did stuff with Michael Stampley and even down to smooth jazz artists, and even let's take the World Games as an example, because you was the MD for that, right?
Yeah, I was the MD for the World Games. Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know that's vague, but
okay. I'll say it like this. The Bible says that your gift will make room for you. Everybody has a gift. Gifts are given without repentance. Your gift, whoever other musicians, your gift is there. Now, God has created alongside of that gift a time that is set for you to basically be able to put that gift into that place and be able to grow it exponentially and be able to use it like you have your time to shine. We missed the parts before that, which is studying to show yourself proved, being able to hone in and develop that gift, develop that talent. All of that comes before the opportunity to play. So
there's different stages to that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That mentorship doesn't come when the opportunity comes. That mentorship usually is some stages before that. I'll just take my opportunity to play with Michael Stampley. That came after years of mentorship.
Wow.
People being able to pull my coattail and me developing my craft and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So the preparation caught up with the time and the opportunity. So you have to be prepared before the opportunity comes. So, because he's already giving you a set time or many set times for your gift to make room for you. But you have to be prepared. So once your preparation catches up with that moment, that you can step in and go full gas straight ahead. But let's see. It's a relationship thing, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. There are different levels to this. and it isn't one level is next and then it's higher than the other or whatever. But there are levels to this. Let's take I use Michael Stampley. Um, I wasn't supposed to play this service at More Than Conquerors. They were having actually it was Magic Classic. Magic Classic. What is it? The Classic Magic
Classic.
City Classic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was that weekend, and Michael was singing the national anthem at the Classic. And they brought in whoever the promoter guy was. Said, "Hey, we got this artist in. We want to do a impromptu concert." And really, at the church that I was playing at the time, and I'm still there at More Than Conquerors, we weren't scheduled to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But they opened the door, and it was like, "Hey, we want Tony, your group, to open up for him, and y'all just kind of flow behind him."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is where being prepared meets the opportunity. What I've learned from those mentors that I have is that, you always go in the room and be able to produce the best that you can produce.
Mm-hmm.
So that means practicing, developing your skill, and so on and so forth. I had already been doing that.
Yeah.
And the spirit of being humble, I keep pushing that.
Yeah.
The gig was not paying.
Wow.
And they was just like, "Hey, can you do it?" "Okay, I ain't doing nothing." "Yeah, I can come by."
Mm-hmm.
And so when we found out that he was singing, they sent us the music ahead of time, even though he was using tracks. But I went on and I learned the music as well.
Wow.
I went an extra step. And so when the track cut off and he still needed to flow,
You was able to do it.
jump right in there.
Wow.
And then we went from one song to some hymns, and then going back to being prepared.
Mm-hmm.
I knew some hymns and we connected, and we just flowed. It flowed, and it went so well till he stayed over the next day to do his to do the Star Spangled Banner, and then he stayed over the next day on that Sunday to see if the chemistry that we had on that Friday night was genuine. And so he came back in. We did special ministry on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
the same connection. And then after that, it was like, "Hey, let me talk to you. How would you mind us working together?" And then that turned into me being an MD, and 12, 13 years later.
That's crazy, man. That's great. So what you're saying is it's different stages to developing and getting the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes
Yes.
sense. Makes sense.
The worst thing to do is to be unprepared, and the opportunity for you to showcase yourself happens.
So you definitely don't want to be that guy that don't learn the music.
You don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Because they'll remember that before they remember, hey, he could actually play.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense, man. Makes sense. So, yeah, I don't have anything else to say other than that. So thank you, Cameron Sankey.
Wow. Thank you for having me, man.
I appreciate you, man. And I hope this is definitely helped somebody, because I know it helped me. So yeah. So, but we definitely want this to, help a young musician along the way, because it's like I said again, it's a lot of not just younger musicians, but older musicians that looking for inspiration to just to keep going, because sometimes we lose motivation to do this thing or put out music, So yeah, I appreciate you, man. And one more question.
Yeah.
So what?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
It's an honor for me.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. So, what would be your advice to your younger self?
Ooh. If I had to talk to younger Cameron, I would tell him, look, God's really going to take you places. You just don't be impatient.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen. Take this time and prepare yourself even more. take that opportunity, take the time that you have now, and work on those weak areas
Mm-hmm.
to help strengthen you, because there are going to be some lessons that you're going to need that along the path, and you're going to have. And if you don't, you're going to learn it the hard way.
Wow. I just thought about another question.
Yeah.
I said that was my last one, but so this is the last question for real. So what inspired you to do your own record?
Oh wow. I really, first and foremost, I never thought about being the front man.
Mm-hmm.
I was always okay with, just doing my part, helping somebody else to achieve their dreams, and that was really the dream of mine. I didn't really never see myself as being the guy.
Yeah.
But I had finished a set of gigs. Wow, yeah, I had finished I think we did a run from Wednesday to Saturday, and I was trying to get back to church on Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know anything about gigging, you get there, you get finished with the gig at 2:00 in the morning. By the time you break down, it's 2:30. By the time you really get on the road, it's 3:00 in the morning, and you dog tired.
Yeah, you got to get up in the morning.
Right, and then you got to be up for church.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there trying to find something to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
I was putting in everybody I could think of, Yellow Jackets, Kimberell, just something that would be musically, energizing to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I could not find anything that would keep me up.
Wow.
And so I remember at the end of the show that we had did that Saturday, I closed out. They were introducing the band, and they were letting the band take solos.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a solo. And the melody of the solo, the way we set the groove up and everything, and I actually got a copy of that night. The way we set the groove up, it felt good, and I hummed that whole thing all the way home. And before I knew it, I was pulling up in my driveway, and with that one thought, that one musical thought. And you can hear it on the CD. It's the first track. It's 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
It's that melody line, da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
I played that as a solo.
Dang.
And so I was like, man, it would be really great to do something for musicians who are traveling, and those who, and not just musicians, but those who work the third shift. Mm-hmm. And you trying to get home to your loved ones, and you trying to just make it to your next destination to keep moving. I wanted to give them something that would be energizing to them. And it was, at first, it was just going to be a single. Wow. And then the next song came, and then the next song came, and then Happy Days happened, and then before you know it, it turned into a whole project. And so that's, for me, it's for us. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to woo you with, can he play or whatever. It's to really, for you to put on when you're in the car and you're trying to get to your next destination, to your loved ones or whoever. That's what that's for.
Nice, man. Nice. Well, appreciate you again, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
So, again, please follow Cameron Sankey, Playworks.
Playworks Music Group.
Yeah.
.com.
Yeah, playworksmusic.com. Please follow him. Follow him on Facebook, social media, Instagram, you name it. So, and also just stay tuned for some more episodes from ECDC live podcast. Mm-hmm. And appreciate you, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yes,
Thank you all. Look forward to seeing this.